All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the All Sports All Plays Network. We're gonna do a real quick, and it's not gonna be long at all. It's not going. I mean, we're gonna go in depth, obviously, but we're not gonna sit here talking for hours, right? We're just real quick. We're gonna preview the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder three fight tomorrow night. Guys, do you know what time it starts? I don't know. I just know it's T-Mobile Arena. It's gonna be a huge fight, a sellout crowd. So we got Chris, we got Elena. Chris, how you doing today?
Doing good, man. About yourself?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Elena?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you fellas doing?
I'm doing great.
Doing
All
good.
right.
Sounds good.
Start off with the betting line. That's what I'm going to start off with here. You know what? Actually, this is how I'm going to start. We're going to start off by saying this: Tyson Fury won the second fight. First fight ended in a draw. We're coming into the third fight. Wilder's looking for redemption after eighth round TKO. So we've got 19 rounds of fighting. Tyson Fury has been the better fighter in those 19 rounds. That's what we know as of right now. Going into this fight, Tyson Fury is the minus 270 favorite, with Wilder sitting at the plus 220 underdog. So I'm gonna go to Chris for this. What do you think the betting is how it should be? How do you think that should be set up?
Yes. Wilder is definitely underdog. Like you said, in all the previous fight, maybe he's won 2 rounds in the previous fights.
Yeah.
He's he's not going to come out. I still don't think he's going to come out and changing his technique like he needs to. He's he has a puncher's chance. That's what he's going to rely on. Just straight punching, his straight punching power.
Yep.
Fury's the better boxer, so of course he should be the favorite.
What you got, Elena? Do you agree with the betting line? Do you think that's how it should be?
Absolutely, I do agree with the betting line. Like both of you guys alluded to, Tyson Fury has clearly been the better fighter in both fights. I mean, honestly, the first fight shouldn't have ended in a draw, in my opinion. It should
I
have been
agree.
Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury should have won flat out. He was the better boxer in both fights. So Wilder is absolutely the underdog. We all know what Wilder's strength is and what he's looking to do. And we all know what his weakness is. I mean, Tyson Fury exposed that. So I'm interested to see for this particular fight if Wilder has strengthened some of those weaknesses. I mean, like I said, we all know what he can do. But he definitely has a lot to work on as far as like being a pure boxer. So I mean, the betting is absolute dead on in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So, you guys both said it, and I said it too. Fury has been the better fighter, and I think we all can agree that Tyson Fury should have won that first fight. I mean, Chris said it. Wilder's maybe won 2 rounds in this whole rivalry. We had the face off today, the weigh in. They had to keep their distance because you know how they both are mouthy. They both have they said what they had to say at the press conference. I don't know if you guys tuned into that, but it was a lot about the controversy of that Tyson Fury cheated the last fight. And I'm going to say this. I watched that and I listened to everything they had to say. Fury never denied it once. And if you were watching that last fight, the gloves were not even on his hands. I Fury won those fights. Do I think it was legal? I don't think it was. And let me tell you why. Tyson Fury was like, you know, Wilder's like, you're not denying it. You're not denying it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if that happens Saturday night, I'm going to say there's going to be no contest. Tyson Fury will knock Deontay Wilder out, and he don't even have knockout power, and he's going to do that. If Wilder can land one right on Tyson Fury, that's if he can, because Fury is so fast, he can easily slip out of punches. If you get him back in the corner or against the ropes, he can move his head, he can get out of there. So that's the big key, can he land a punch? We're going to see. But as far as the cheating goes, what do you guys think about that? Chris, do you think it was all legal? Do you think there's some sketchy stuff going on?
I think there was some sketchy stuff because I mean nobody in Fury's corner, not Fury, Wilder's corner got to see Fury get his hands taped, and that's a big thing. You always got to have somebody there watching to make sure. Wilder felt like the referee was doing some shady things. He's kind of favoring Fury. I do think Wilder's making a lot of excuses too.
Yep.
I mean, the better man won. Like you can look and see the better man did win. Um, and I do agree that there's probably some shady things. There needs to be better officiating. He has to get his corner in to look. He said that he won't wear the costume again, so he can't have that excuse. But overall, I do believe that there was some shady stuff on Fury's side.
Elena, do you agree or do you disagree with that?
I agree too, but I also agree that there's been a lot, like Chris said, there's been a lot of excuses
Yeah.
coming from Deontay Wilder. I think he made a lot of because he came into the fight so confident. He was, he came with the costumes and all the theatrics and things of that nature. So, and he didn't perform even with Fury's cheating. He still didn't perform. Now I could see if it was a closer fight and Wilder was actually like performing and making it an interesting competitive fight. But let's just keep it honest. Even with the shady stuff that was going on, the fight wasn't competitive. Like it was gonna be what it was gonna be what it was, irregardless. Now, do I think that there were some shady things on the under that happened? Of course, but I don't think that that would have dictated the outcome because I think Tyson Fury is just a much better boxer. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? I could understand Wilder being upset if it was close and there was like a split card or something like that or like another draw, then I could completely understand. But other than that, it just sounds like a bunch of excuses.
Yep.
I mean, the knockdown in round five. I haven't watched this fight. I mean, since I watched it live. Was it round five? He got knocked down.
I believe so.
I mean, it was a shot on the temple unblocked. That would happen even if there was no. He would get knocked down right there if there was no sketchy stuff going on. Yeah. Now, when the fight was stopped, I don't agree with the stoppage. I did not agree with the stoppage at all. Back in the corner, Wilder was not being hit. If he was being hit, he wasn't being hit hard.
Yeah,
there should not have been a stoppage.
He was still standing upright. He was still
and he was throwing. He was throwing. That's the thing. And then he called the stoppage. So there was some sketchy stuff going on there too.
His corner threw in the towel, but I still don't think that should have happened. He fired. He
fired, and he said that too in the press conference. He was like, he didn't do his job correct. Yeah. That's why he was fired. That's what. And then Fury was like, well, if you think I cheated, then why are you changing up your staff? Well, that's why, because the staff sold that last fight. And let's be real, if it would have went to decision, Fury would have won the fight.
Yeah, either way, yeah.
So it's just excuses. Now, have you guys been watching the training at all? Have you guys kept up with this? Wilder looks like a different breed. He looks so much better going into this fight. Now, hitting pads is so much different than when Tyson Fury, one of the great, probably one of the greatest heavyweight boxers, is standing right in front of you. That's hard. It's hard. It's just different. You know what I'm saying? So Wilder, he looks different, but is that gonna? I don't know. There's so many questions going into Saturday. That's the thing. Is the new training gonna work? Is the new staff gonna work? We're gonna see. Now Tyson Fury's been talking a lot about how his power's improved. He's gonna be a one-punch fighter coming into this fight, and we know Wilder is. He's got 10 heavyweight title defenses before he lost to Fury, and I believe what was it 7? 7 of those were knockouts. So he can do it. We know he's capable, but man, Tyson Fury can take some punches. So we got 19 rounds to show that Fury's a better fighter. We don't really know what's going to happen, but what's one more thing I got? The weigh-in. Fury come in 37? I think it was. Don't take my. I think 37 pounds heavier. Tyson Fury's coming into this fight 37 pounds heavier than Deontay Wilder. That's going to be a factor for both sides. If it gets to the point where it's a late round fight, Fury can just put that weight on Wilder in a clinch. And
that part though,
but it's going to weigh him down at the same time though. Yeah. So that's just what's going to happen. There's questions going into Saturday, and it seems like Tyson Fury doesn't get tired. I mean, off of what I've seen, that man don't get tired. So Tyson Fury's the favorite. We've seen everything that's going on. We've heard the trash talk. We've heard the cheating stuff. We've seen Wilder's training with new staff. Here it is. Fury's a 270 favorite. Chris, what is your official prediction for tomorrow night?
Off of what we just said, Fury's coming in because I saw it was like 25 pounds heavier. Officially,
okay, it was like something like that. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, but anything that's 20 plus, that puts
even 20 plus,
right at 300. Boxing is a stamina sport. 3-minute rounds. It sounds quick to say 3 minutes, but that's 3 minutes of a 200-pound man, punching you with all his power. That weight gain is going to give him strength, but it's also going to slow him down. Mm-hmm. I really think, overall, yes, Fury is the better boxer, far and away, more technical, smarter. But I think that weight is going to play a big difference on him. And the one thing on Wilder is we've seen late knockouts.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He can go. He has stamina. He can go late round and just look for that one punch. And I think that weight's going to play a difference. I'm going Wilder, 10th round knockout.
All right, so you got Wilder taking back the title.
I do.
Elena, Fury, 270 favorite. What you got?
I kind of agree with Chris. I think that the weight that Tyson Fury has put on is definitely going to play a role. I don't think it's going to be a positive in the way that he thinks, just because he put on weight, not muscle. It's like it's not structured weight. You know what I mean? It's just kind of more. It's just more to carry around, more for you to lug around. And I think that that's definitely gonna play a part because, like Chris said, Wilder can go the distance. So you're not getting in the ring with a fighter who doesn't have the stamina or doesn't last very long in rounds. He can go the full 12. And I think that that's going to give Wilder the advantage. And I think a motivated Wilder is a dangerous Wilder because Wilder got humbled in that last fight.
Yes.
And he was on such a high horse. And I know the stigma in boxing is like once fighters lose they kind of are never the same. But I think it's different with Deontay Wilder. I think just because of just the way that it happened and everything that transpired after that, I think that motivated him because, like you said, Landon, he looked like a completely different breed in the training. Like he looked incredible. So if we can get that Deontay Wilder in the ring, then I think Wilder wins. I would go 9th round knockout.
Yeah, it's a clean sweep. Tyson Fury puts on this weight, keeps the same staff. As far as we know, does the same training. He's not big with promoting his training, which I personally agree with. I think you don't go out with that. Wilder, however, has been posting videos to his Instagram. He's got a TikTok account. This stuff's being posted, and he is looking fast as ever, powerful as ever. He just looks good. He looks determined to take back what's his, and he does that Saturday. I'm going to go with an 11th round. I'm going to say 11th round, or it goes the distance. It's going to be somewhere like that. Give me a knockout, Deontay Wilder, 11th round. I think the weight is not. The first 6 rounds are going to go all Tyson Fury. I'm going to say that. Wilder is going to take his shots. And it's going to be like a Rocky fight, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be a slugfest.
Oh, yeah.
It cannot go the distance, though, and Wilder win. Wilder has to knock him out. If it
It'll be 11-12.
You got to beat the champion. You cannot let the judge put it in the judge's hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be convincing for sure.
Yes.
Okay, so we got our predictions. We all say knockout. If it's a knockout, do we have a 4th fight? What do you think, Chris?
I hope not. I don't think Fury has it in his contract.
I mean, even if he does, they're not. I mean, Elena, we all agree. That's not going to happen again.
Yeah, I don't think, because I think that it's kind of lost its luster after this. Like this is the last kind of installment to that series of fighting. So after that, I don't think we want to see that anymore. We want somebody, one of them to face Joshua. I think is going to fight
exactly. Okay, that's what I was getting ready to bring up. Yeah. What do you think about Anthony Joshua? Just got beat last weekend, and I am not about to butcher the guy's name who beat him.
I want to say it's Usyk.
Okay, let's say Usyk.
I think it's Usyk too.
He put a heck. I did not watch the fight live. I watched highlights. He looked freaking good, man. He looked good. So do we see? I mean, the winner of this fight is going to probably face him next. That's what we got for now. And then Anthony Joshua might be next up. But go ahead, Chris.
Well, Joshua has to get his rematch against Usyk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
Whoever wins that rematch will
being a heavyweight.
Yeah.
And I hope Joshua wins just because I really want to see a Joshua Wilder fight. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why. I just want to see it so bad. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah. And they've kind of been taking jabs at each other, like here.
Exactly.
Like,
just really small ones, but
there's momentum built there for sure.
But it's definitely going to explode if that contract is there and we see a Joshua Wilder fight. Wilder's got to win this fight first if he wants to have another title shot like that. Well, it would be his title, but you know what I'm saying. If he wants to be in that contention again, we think he's going to do it. Go ahead and comment on this if you're watching it live. Go ahead and do it. If you're not, if you're watching it later, what do you think's going to happen? Because really nobody knows. I mean, it's a close betting line.
It really is.
We've got 19 rounds of fighting, and we've seen Fury win a bunch. We think Wilder comes in and shocks the boxing world. I think it's going to happen. We all think it's going to happen here. So I mean, you all got anything else, or are we gonna?
Well, I think one thing we didn't touch on too. We talked about his weight, but you also got to factor in Fury had COVID.
I
mean, that's not an easy thing to recover from. He had 2 bouts since the last fight.
And talk about his cardio. That is going to
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Cardio,
That's right. That's
and then he has
that's
all
a
that
factor.
weight.
Mm-hmm.
And
and well,
I don't
that's why I'm
think
saying the
Fury's
sixth
gonna
round
be.
thing.
I don't think
Yeah.
Fury's gonna be as focused on getting that one punch this time, but he can still get that one punch.
Exactly.
He definitely can. But if Wilder can
I mean,
kind of
Wilder. I said
stretch
Fury.
through,
Sorry.
if Wilder can kind of stretch the ring a little bit and kind of make Tyson Fury earn it, like what I'm saying, as far as like trying to get that one punch, then that's where the weight comes in, because
Yeah.
it's like you're not going to slug that weight around for 12 rounds.
Exactly.
You're gonna get. I know he has a reputation of not getting tired, but putting on that much weight, eventually that's gonna catch up to you.
Exactly.
Do y'all think that Fury? I mean, because he's like, okay, 19 rounds. He's been a better fighter. Do you think Fury is overlooking Wilder?
I think he is.
I
I think
think a
he's
little
going
bit,
into this
yeah. I
fight.
think
I
a
think he's
little
going into
bit.
this fight saying, "I've got 19 rounds over this guy. Why are we doing this again? I'm just going to go walk through this guy, fight the winner of Joshua, and I'm not going to butcher his last name." So that's what you got. And I'm going to say one thing: Wilder has to fight the first half of this fight. I hate when people say this, but I'm going to say it too. He's got to fight scared. What I mean by that, he's got to move a lot. He cannot get himself pinned back in the ropes. He has got to stay on his toes and move and make Fury chase him. If he does
That's what
that,
I mean, yeah, that's what I
he is
mean.
going to be so slow by say 6th, 7th round, and that's where Wilder looks for that one punch, and will end it like that.
And
Yeah,
use
he
the
has to
jab.
implement that.
Wilder
Yeah,
has to bring back his jab.
yes. He has to use the jab. He has to pretty much take the Floyd approach in this fight.
Exactly.
He has to fight like Floyd, because that's Floyd's whole formula DNA, like right there. Like, I'm a pop shot you until we get into muddy waters, and I know that you get.
That's exactly. I mean, work the jab and move. That's all he's got to do.
Yep.
He does that, boom. Wilder's a new champ. That's what I think will happen. Chris thinks, Elena thinks. I mean, that's the game plan. That's what he's got to do. Period, point blank. I mean, a big factor is weight. The weight is going to play negative in Tyson Fury's game plan. And, I mean, yeah, that's all I got. I think Elena's having a little bit of technical difficulties. But, Chris, what do you think about, like the whole training thing? Like, with the coaches, do you think that's going to play positive because it's a new perspective? How do you feel about that?
I do, just because what you just said is a new perspective, and they're probably getting some better feedback. Like, look, man, you can't just only want that one punch. You got to use the jab, build up. So, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think definitely. So, I mean, that's all we got. Elena, I think, was having technical difficulties, but you heard her side. Chris, we all think Wilder's going to win. That's, we put all the factors in. We talked about it. There you go. Like I said, let us know in the comments what you think about this fight, who's going to win, and please, 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 please share this video.
Sorry, guys.
There's Elena back. You're good.
Yeah.
We're just wrapping up here. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I was just pretty much saying, like I said, if he can take the Floyd approach and just kind of make Fury earn it, then I feel like he's gonna be victorious, and he's gonna give us all of our predictions pretty much. As he's gonna get that knockout, because he's just gonna be so exhausted. It's gonna be a cakewalk from him at that point. But yeah, like you said, Landon, he can't get pinned down. He can't let up Tyson, get him on the ropes, because once he does that and he lays on that weight, all that weight on him, then that weight works towards Tyson Fury's advantage, and then Wilder's gonna be in trouble, because Wilder he's a big guy, like as far as tall, but he's not big weight size. Like
Exactly.
he doesn't have a lot of weight on him, so he's not gonna be able to handle somebody bear hugging him all night.
That's what Tyson Fury's got to do, though. If he wants to win that fight.
Yeah, for sure.
But Wilder's just so much faster in that aspect. He is so much lighter on his feet. If he can just move, that's all he's got to do. Move and evade. That first 6 rounds, 7 through 12, and just go at him. Apply the pressure, get the center of the ring at that point, and put it on him.
Yep.
So, Chris, do you have any final thoughts?
I think we pretty much covered everything. Like I said, man, Wilder knocking out.
Yeah, It's gonna be a good fight. I can't wait to watch it.
It is. I'm
It will
so
be a great
excited.
fight.
So October 9th, T-Mobile Arena, sold out crowd. You're not gonna want to miss this. Find a way to watch it. Buy it if you can't buy it. Go to some place and where they've got it. You're gonna want to watch this. Buffalo Wild Wings will probably have it.
Yeah. Yep.
So find a place to watch this, because it is going to be a really good fight. It's going to go late. We all agree on that. So,
Yeah.
and that's all we got. Chris and Elena, this has been the ASAP Sports Network with the Fury Wilder 3 pre-fight breakdown.
For sure. Good night, y'all.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.